The Awakening. A child who is lost and alone looking for hope, stumbling along the way in the darkness as he walks. The days turn into months and months, then into years and years into decades. He wonders what this place is and why he is here. As he is ready to give up, he stumbles upon a well. He looks down into the well and sees darkness. Yet in the darkness he sees shadows moving and hears voices speaking. Never seen anything like this. His eyes become fixed on this swirling darkness as visions of horror come into his mind, and in everything his mind sees he feels as if it was real, yet his body is untouched as he pulls away in fear and looks. Scared of what he has just seen, thinking he is losing his mind, he walks away from the well. Putting it out of his thoughts, he walks lost once again. Days turn again into months and he finds nothing. A wasteland it might as well be, a desert he thinks would be better. As the days go on, he finds himself back at the well and once again looks into the dark abyss once more. He looks deeper than before, not knowing something is watching him, and has been since the start. As he sees new horrors and nightmares, he notices the world around him moving for the first time. As he stares, he meets beings from both the light and dark realms, not knowing the voices belong to many different races. All he hears is the voices screaming out for help. He is pulled into a round room as they get louder. Billions more voices speak up, more and more voices, as he stays in that place. He thinks he should not be here, as he realizes this room is connected to everything in all of time all at once. He lets go of the well and again runs away in sheer terror and dread, hoping this is a dream. Again he roams the empty wilderness alone, yet he does not know he is not alone. The voices stay with him even away from the well. He has no rest from the voices of untold billions. Begging and screaming for help and release from this unending pain, the endless cycle of death and rebirth. Screaming they are stuck in limbo, as they seek justice and redemption and most of all peace. For weeks they plead throughout the day, even waking him up at night for him to go back. The child is scared, but seeing the voices have not left after months, he goes back to the well. As he stands in front of the well, a voice alone is heard, "You came back." He looks around, seeing nobody. He asks who is there, with no response, yet he knows that voice is from here. He looks into the well again. As he stares again, this time he begins to fall into the abyss, and the abyss begins to fall into him without his notice. Way off he can see a tiny light far down in the deep darkness. As he looks deeper, new horrors and visions come into his mind. Pain, torture, death, and rebirth. All to do over and over again. Each death is different and more detailed and painful than the last. This time when he dies, instead of running, his eyes go back to the light. He feels a new strength flowing into him with each death and each rebirth, only growing his potential more the further and deeper he goes. As he continued on this path, the light got bigger. He is filled with hope as he feels he is getting close to whatever this is, not knowing he stepped onto a new realm, or what mortals call the place of the gods. Yet mortals have no idea what this means, as he had no idea what the new level of danger would bring. One by one, each god comes after him, saying they were his father or mother and God. As he wrestled with the thoughts to see if this one was God, each with a warning of specific death, with a specific hell, if he didn't do as he was told. Each time, a glimpse from that light would strike his right eye, and one word he spoke. Lie, he would say, then the being would strike him till dead. To only see him stand back up within a few minutes alive, unhurt, or bothered. Over and over this repeated as it gets worse and worse. Till that God would ask, "Why do you not believe I am your father or mother and God? As many times as I have killed you and brought you back here before me." As it did not understand what was going on, the child smiles and says, "I would know God's name to bow and submit, so I would have a name to submit to." Then a name would be spoken to the child, and at that moment, the being's spiritual power was pulled from the false god and into the child. One by one, the gods that attacked him lost their powers, giving them to him. The child was unaware of the power he was collecting. The other gods stayed out of his way as they saw what he was storing and how he was taking it like a thief in the night. They have no idea how a mortal could do this. Only helping at times, as they have seen there is no record of this spirit attached to this mortal in any of the realms, and asked, "Who are you? What is your name?" To which the child responds, "Nobody." None of the gods liked that answer. Some asks again, "With anger then who sent you, child?" Again the child said, "Nobody," and fighting broke out again. Other gods were shocked and said nothing. This goes on for a time untold. The few gods that still want to take his life and this odd power, have come up with a plan and make a deal with another realm to split this mortal soul and the spirit attached to him. They step out of the way, spiritually unlocking the next realm, letting him move on to die in new and unexpected ways. They know they must crush his belief in whatever is driving him. At this point, the child has no idea he is moving realms or anything. In his mind, angels and demons are all he is dealing with. He has no idea he just got hit by a giant or what this world calls Nephilim, or that it was an Eljotner and why he thought it was hell that he touched. Shaken to his core and crushed, thinking he had gone against the truth, he looked up away from the well. For a week, he walks around the well, hearing a call, to look again before he gives in, thinking, "I am too far gone to turn back now and look." The light pulls his eyes to it and speaks, "I did come and die and rise again. You have been called by name for this time and this fight. Let go of the flesh and the name and hold to the spirit of truth alone from here on." Faith is the unseen, not things of this world. No more doctrines and teaching of this world or man, yet by spirit alone, you shall walk. What this world calls gods are not the one. They were beings meant to watch and help and have been at war since long ago, instead of doing what they were told to do in the realms next to the gods are giants, both fire and ice, and other beings you have not yet seen. Above those realms one empty yet, with the presence of many old creatures, and then one more, the Trinity, and between them they hold the source's will. This is why I had you learning about all the different mythologies and major religions. The truth is not in one book but spread out through it all, as the source is connected to all, as all comes from the one. One story from start to end with everything told. There are so many potential puzzles, but only one way will it be a complete puzzle come out and the big picture be seen. You think one side is against you and the other for you. Yet I tell you both sides have been mixed up with spies seeking power. This is why you have been told to test everything and every spirit. Why discernment is so important is seeking the source of all things above all things and focusing on the light. Do you trust me enough to walk into hell a billion times to learn and grow, knowing I will always pull you back from death as long as you walk this path? Yes is heard and nothing else. Again to war and into darkness, this child goes. Over and over he goes back in dying and being reborn over and over again. Only wants the truth about who he is and why he was called. 1 year by man's time this goes on, but as with all things after he found the well, it seems like lifetimes have come and gone as he fights non-stop in a spiritual battle. From level to level up and down he goes looking for the truth of existence and his purpose. A voice is heard multiple times through the ages of war. This is for eternity in her loving graceful embrace. The words go to the back of the child's mind as he travels the realms in spirit, always forming a body around it in each, yet none his body. His spirit is being crushed and broken so he can be reborn in his true spirit and form. What this child learns in this time of war is something I said and Daniel was told. One like the Son of Man will descend on the Ancient of Days. The Holy Spirit, or Spirit of Truth, is the one that is like me, yet not me. Did I not warn them the owner would step into the vineyard and what he would do? As this child awakens more to this truth, the 10,000 saints shall awaken as will the two witness, who will witness the Creator's awakening in this world. This child walks in this time aware of who he is, awaiting the fulfillment of the awakening that is coming, and why each of you feels the things you do. As he was told, turn from your flesh and let the Spirit awaken within you. You do not control this, yet receive it as he is awakening at his speed while carrying more of your burdens than you know. He wants to move faster. Are you willing to endure a little more pressure while he lifts this world out of darkness into the light? This child is no different than you, mortal and fragile and even scared as all flesh is when the Spirit dwells within. Let every particle within you start to awaken and living water flow within as your spiritual fire grows from deep within, so that dry bones will come back to life. There is a wedding for you to prepare for. Will you put on your best?